All right, today we're going to look at something called directional fields. Um, Unfortunately, you can't solve most differential equations for a formula. However, we can still learn a lot about the solution using a graphical approach known as directional field, or sometimes also called slope fields. So what we're going to do here is we're going to look at what one of those directional fields look like. So here's our differential equation. What we're going to do is, since we don't maybe know how to solve this, we're going to come up with what does it look like. So we're going to make a little table here um, with x and y inputs, and then here we're going to figure out what the slope or the derivative, either whether you want to think of it as y prime or dy dx, is going to be. So for example, if we put in certain points, like if I have both x and y equals 0, I can come up here to my equation then and figure out what the slope is going to be. So 0 plus 0, the slope would end up being 0. So at the origin, the slope is going to be 0, which I know is horizontal. So I'm going to put a little horizontal line segment there to represent that. Let's get a few more, and then we're going to use technology to kind of fill in the rest of this. Let's say we had the point 1, 0. Well, 1 plus 0, that slope is 1. So at the point 1, 0, the slope would be 1, which is like a 45-degree angle line right there. 0, 1. If I add 0 and 1, that would also add up to a slope of 1. So also over here at 0, 1, we'd also have a line segment like that. Let's do a couple more and then we'll fill in with technology. If we did negative 1, 0. Negative 1 plus 0, that would be negative 1. And so the slope at the point negative 1, 0 would be negative 1. Similar, 0, negative 1 would also result in negative 1. So that would be there. All right, so you kind of get an idea of what this looks like. We're going to fill in the rest with this graph with technology. So what we're going to do, go on to your Schoology course, go into this section, and then there's this Desmos link. We're going to click on that, and we're going to use this in order to get the rest of it. So what you're going to do next is in Desmos here, you can see there's one of these slope fields off to the side here. We're going to type in the function that we had for this one. So instead of the one that's in there, type in x plus y here. And then this will generate a slope field for us. So you can see the points we had here was 0. Here's our horizontal slope at 0, 0. At 1, 0, we had a slope of 1. We also had slope of 1 here. Here's that negative 1 and negative 1, and now you get a picture of what this looks like everywhere. So this tells you what the slope or the graph is doing at any point, and what a possible solution could be then from that graph. So anywhere on this graph, it shows you what the slope is going to be. So here you get very positive slopes up here. These are almost straight down. Those are very negative slopes there. I can see it looks like all the way along this line, the slope is negative 1 the whole time, and you can see where it goes. So that is an example of a slope field.